Yeah.
Hey, so you know true crime podcasts, right?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. Hey, so you know how people like to listen to true crime podcasts,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I
And
am
how
one of
true
them.
crime podcasts are popular, right?
Mhm.
Can we make a fake crime podcast?
A fake crime podcast.
Like, we just make up random crime scenarios, right? And we just make up the stupidest things, but believable enough so people think, oh, wow, that could be a true crime. But it's not, because this is a fake crime.
I
Right?
mean, I
We
guess we
can write
could
up
do
we
that.
like we just write up a bunch of stories like, oh yeah, and then George Washington was murdered when he got run over by his own car.
Stop. By his own car that didn't even exist in that timeline at the time of 1776.
The only witness there was a young Abraham Lincoln.
Wait, are you telling me George Washington got ran over by young Abraham Lincoln?
No. George Washington was run over by his own car, but the only witness was a young Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, okay. And then he was told to keep his silence by JFK or something. Like,
Yes.
you can't tell
That's
anyone
like good.
about this.
Hey, this fake crime podcast is writing itself, all right.
Oh my god! And then his mother, Franklin D. Roosevelt, had to try to save him from the clutches of JFK. I don't even know what I'm saying.
This is good. Write this down. We can write this. We can write this fake
refuse to
crime.
write any of this down, Austin. I refuse to write any of this
Look,
down.
what I'm telling you, fake crime podcast could be the future, right? Because at some point we're gonna run out of crimes, right? That's how it works, right?
Sure,
Right?
Sure.
Right? So you know how when you eat a bag of chips, right? You run out of chips eventually, right? It's the same thing with crime, right? At some point you're gonna run out of crimes. So and there's no more chips, right? You're like, oh boy, I'm out of chips. My life is ruined, right? It's the same thing with crime. So at that point you're like, I'm just gonna make up crime. Right?
Just gonna make up crime. Oh, you know what? To be fair, that's actually probably how crime novelists actually happen. So
What, they make up crimes?
No, yeah.
I'm pretty sure crime novels don't go commit the crimes they write in their book. I'm
wait.
pretty sure Nancy Drew, the writer for Nancy Drew, doesn't go commit all the Nancy Drew crimes.
Okay, so I'm gonna look this up real quick because here's the thing, Austin. I think that was actually
Okay.
a thing at one point.
What? Does
Like-
Nancy Drew commit any crime?
No, that's not what I meant. Who wrote about
Atlantis. I put it who wrote about. The first thing that comes up is Atlantis, natural rights, and the Polynesian War.
Jesus? No, but like what I mean, Austin, is like there were cases where actual murderers or crime writers turned out to be actual murderers.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, I'm not kidding about that.
Okay, this is why we don't become a crime novel writer. We become a crime podcast, all right? No one's gonna listen to a podcast and then commit that crime, like, because they're already spending all their time listening to a podcast, right? Because they're like, boy, that was a good podcast. Guess I'm gonna go commit a crime. Oh wait, it's too late for me to go commit a crime. Damn.
God, man.
Or maybe the person commits the crime as he listens to the podcast, right? He's like, yeah, right? So in our fake crime podcast, we go through step by step about how to commit the crime, while the person is trying to replicate it as we talk about it, go by step. Yeah, then he got a knife, and the guy's like, okay, I got a knife. He raised it up and like, oh, okay. He stabs the girl, and the guy who's listening to like stabs him, but then we do a twist, like, but then he stopped midway. But then I was like, oh fuck, I already stabbed the girl. What do I do now?
Oh my God, he just doesn't know what to do with the fucking.
He was like, God damn it, I can't replicate the fake crime podcast as a true crime now.
I didn't listen that far ahead. What am I supposed to do? Fucking hell. He has to wait next week for part 2 of the podcast. Meanwhile, the boss is decaying right next to him. He's waiting for the fucking podcast. Jesus. No,
I'm telling you, fake crime podcasts are the future, alright?
Oh my God. No, but for real, that's just not the podcasting. But like,
no,
like,
not our genius idea of a fake crime podcast, okay?
no, but like for real,
Hey, don't steal our idea of fake crime podcast. We're taking that shit. We're calling that shit fake crime podcast. By the way, that's the name. No. The name of the podcast, Fake Crime Podcast, a true crime podcast.
Fake crime podcast, a true crime podcast. Oh my god!
And here's the thing. The word "true" is underlined like twice, just to show how important it is.
It is in quotation marks. And I like, and to further make its point, there's a parentheses, question mark, and parentheses right next to it, and it's all in bold.
And then there's an asterisk at it, and then there's small text under it, may or may not be true crime.
Oh my god, and then it's in italicized.
Unless it actually happens.
Just another asterisk on the asterisk.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. No, but for real.
That's the worst.
Just for
that's
real.
The worst thing. I hate all of this.
But for real, I want to tell you this only because I find it really fucking interesting. There was a Dutch crime writer who his name was like Richard Klinkhammer or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
No. So yeah, he had a manuscript of a novel, right? That was actually really fucking that detailed how the author could have killed his wife, and so like he wrote out some grisly fucking scenarios where he can dispose her body by putting her flesh through a mincer and feeding it to pigeons.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Did one of them involve George Washington?
No, but like the thing is, what I'm saying is like he basically had a manuscript of this kind of shit, and this like a year after the publication, no, I mean not. I think it was a year after. No, his wife disappeared after a year after his wife disappeared. He decides to try to get his book published, which, depicts ways that he could have conceivably killed his wife. The police never found it until like the family fucking moved into his house, and then when they were making renovations, they basically found her skull like fucking buried in the backyard shed.
Jesus.
Yeah, this happened like she disappeared in or he tried to publish it in 1992. They didn't find it until like fucking 2000, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he confessed to the crime, and then he was arrested.
Oh, okay. So everything worked out.
Yeah, everything worked out. All I'm saying is that fake crime can be true crime, Austin.
Well, if we ever go to court for any reason, let that be our opening statement to the judge. Your Honor, we tell our lawyer, all right, this is our opening statement. Fake crimes can be true crime, Your Honor.
Fake crime can be true crime, Your Honor.
I rest my case. That's it. We don't even have to do the rest of the trial.
That crime is fake crime, sir. This is fake news. Fake crime. Fucking.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Also,
we gotta talk about the movie at some point.
At this point, I kind of want to start talking about murders. I think I want to become a true crime podcast.
Okay.
Now.
Hey, wait. You know what was a murder? My time after watching Alone.
Oh, yeah, that's oh my god, that was a movie. So.
Hey, welcome to Alone Week or month or whatever the fuck.
No, it's not Alone Week or month. There's only the 2 movies, Austin.
No, there's 3 movies. I told you this.
There are 3, but we're only doing 2.
But we're gonna do the other 2. These are all gonna be uploaded within the same time frame, so it doesn't matter. By the time these get uploaded, it might as well be a month, alright? Anyway, so for context of the audience who decided to listen to this Alone Spoilercast before listening to the other Alone Spoilercast, or isn't listening to the other Alone Spoilercast. So in our research of movies, because we like to do something called research, right? We just don't randomly Google movies, like what movies to watch or what movie came out this week, right? Like we do extensive research into our topic, like any true crime podcast, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
We
that's
do,
exactly right.
and we found out that there was 2 movies titled Alone that came out in 2020 within the same month. And as we did dive deeper into our Alone's true crime history, we found there was a 3rd movie called Alone that was released in the year 2020 within the same time frame. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
So welcome to Alone Month, where we're reviewing all the Alone movies, plus a 4th movie that's related to Alone.
Wait, what? No, now I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Okay, what? Yeah, Alive. Alive is related to Alone.
No, right. Fuck. No,
remember the formula. Remember the formula. Alive equals Alone does not equal Alone, but equals Alone. All right, hold on. No, Eric wrote an entire math formula with this. I'm gonna send you the math formula.
Did you for real get a math formula written for this?
Here's a math formula for Alone. All right. I'm typing it out right now.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
How do I do the stupid symbol? This is the formula.
Alive times alone equals alone squared 2. Wait, alone squared. Wait, alone. Not squared. What was it? What was the fucking term for it? I don't fucking remember. Alone upper 2. There we go. Fucking, I don't know.
This was the formula I was given by Eric on Alone. All right.
Oh my god! I can't believe you got. How did you get him to actually do that? How?
I was explaining to him the premise of Alone, but then I had to explain to him the premise of the other 2 Alone movies, and then I ended it with, oh yeah, but there's a 4th movie called Alive, which is related to Alone.
Oh my god! Did you just get tired of you explaining this and decided
I hated myself trying to explain this thing so much. It was the worst thing I've ever explained in my life. And I explain a lot of stuff in our opening segments, alright?
Yeah, you do. Sure.
It's really bad.
I mean, at least for Alone, yeah. It gets pretty bad. But,
Boy, I hated this Alone movie so much.
No, I mean, I thought it was... Okay, so the thing is, I didn't like it.
I'll be real with you. I don't know what happens in this movie, right? I am legitimately confused. I thought this was a ghost movie, right? But then it wasn't a ghost movie, right?
No, it was always a zombie movie. What made you think it was a ghost movie? Like, remember, Alive equals Alone.
Wait, what? Wait, what Alone movie are you talking about?
No, remember #Alive?
Wait, why are we talking about #Alive? We're talking about Alone. I'm talking about the movie Alone right now. I don't care about Alive.
No, we're talking about Alone. But what I'm saying...
Yeah, I am talking about Alone.
No, yeah, I am talking about Alone.
Wait.
I'm talking
Did you watch the wrong Alone movie?
No, I watched the same Alone movie, okay, as you.
Okay, which Alone movie did you watch?
Hold on, I swear to God, if we did end up watching the wrong Alone movie, I'm gonna hate everything so much. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the one with the blind woman in the house. Which Alone movie did you watch?
I watched the zombie one.
You didn't know! We were supposed to watch that Alone movie! We were supposed to watch the other Alone movie! I told you!
No,
I tried to explain to you!
No.
We were gonna watch Alone and Alive together, and we were gonna watch the 2 random Alone movies that has nothing to do with Alone!
I watched the wrong one.
I hate living so much. I hate this movie. I hate Alone so much.
I had the greatest misunderstanding of all time.
I explained this to you clearly.
Well,
I'm just gonna edit that out so the audience will never know what you just said.
Just
because
bleep
you're gonna get cancel culture with that.
Look, man, I'll just cancel
blank out
culture,
your audio
right?
with the word Alone. All right, that's it. This movie's that's gonna blank out your audio with Alone.
You know what? You just replace any offensive words that I say with Alone. So
that's much work. Then I have to actually listen to our fucking video and edit that shit. I don't want to do that shit. That's too much work.
But Austin, you're gonna edit it anyway. At this point, you might as well go the whole 9 yards.
No, but I'm not gonna edit all the way. Wait. When it comes to editing, all I do is just put videos on a clip and call it. Put video on a timeline and call it a day. Honestly, it's like don't bother. All right. So anyway, hey. So William, I don't understand this movie. I don't understand this Alone movie.
I mean, I get what. Like, here's the thing. I get what they were kind of.
I thought this was a horror movie for the first 10 minutes.
I thought the same too. Because they had this whole.
Do you remember that movie, The Eye, with Jessica Alba? I think.
Jessica Alba. Oh yeah. When she gets the eye transplant, right?
I thought it was gonna be this, except reverse, where since the character's blind, she can hear ghosts or something. I thought it was gonna be like some weird ghost thriller movie.
Oh no! The thing is, when I heard about it was a blind woman, I legit thought it was gonna be the scenario that they presented, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was gonna be more like a lot like you have 30 minutes of setting up her character, and then I thought like the rest of the movie would be her just trying to survive in a house alone, blind against this perpetrator who just likes to fuck around with her.
Yeah, against evil ghosts or something. Yeah,
I
was very confused with this movie.
Because the thing is, I only came in with like, oh yeah, just a blind woman is gonna go through some shit, right?
Yeah. We had no context of this movie because we found three movies all titled Alone that were released in the year 2020, all within a month of each other for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
It was the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, and then it's just like I expected like because at the beginning of the movie they have this whole scene where they're like fucking showing off like the fucking like I don't know, like the guy's like, I didn't do it, I didn't kill her or whatever the fuck it. And then it's, I didn't kill them. And then then you have a woman crying in the arms of her mother and stuff, and it's just like, okay, so this is the blind woman, all right? And then you cut to like it's fucking Alone, right? That's like the title. It's like it's not entirely compelling opening scene, and then you get like to the next scene, and you get the mother, I see. Then you get this random guy who I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna be involved somehow, and then you get this random woman like, and then it's like, wait, is she the blind woman? And I'm like, it is. I'm like, okay, just threw me for a loop there.
Well, I was really confused, but I did not understand the plot of this movie. When I watched this movie too, I really did not understand what was going on. This was using it was using a multi-tail story that's interconnected, right?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you can call it that, but it's not even a multi-tiered story. It's just like two stories put together, but like the second half of the story just has no relation to the first half at all. They just, oh god, because like they literally like throw it in just so that this character can start killing people and have this shocking ending at the end. Actually, before we go into that, let me see. I forgot to bring this up.
Are you gonna read the IMDb profile for this? Since there's no Wikipedia entry for us to read off of this, unironically.
Isn't there? I thought there was.
I don't think there's a Wikipedia page for us to read off of this.
Oh my god.
I think there's only just a whatchamacallit, a IMDb for us to read off of.
Really?
Probably.
Alive. Alone. No, because it's like I typed in Alone 2020 film and they put up Alive because it's in relation with the same script as the other movie.
Which Alone did it bring up?
Oh my god! Fucking okay. Like so I'm just gonna read it. Okay. So
be sure you read the correct one.
Yes, this is the correct one. It says, it follows a writer seeking peace and solitude in the countryside to recover from tragedy and finish her book. However, as the welcoming country house turns into hell, she soon realizes that her inner demons are not the worst of her problems. So it's like...
Wow, that has nothing to do with this movie. I did not realize any of that stuff.
No, like, literally, the whole thing that they give you here is literally the first act and the third act of the movie.
Oh, that's really?
Yeah, because if you...
Well, I got so I was legitimately confused when I was watching this movie that I got so disconnected. I got confused. So I was following the blind woman at the beginning of this movie, right? It's like, oh yeah, she's alone, right? And I read the premise. I read not the IMDb. I was like, okay, this sounds like a thriller movie where she's being haunted. Not like haunted by ghosts, but like she's being hunted in her own house, and she has to survive in her own house while being blind and all that. So I was like, okay, this sounds like a good premise. But then I got really confused when this movie just had like a bunch of random ass teenagers who I don't like want to die just show up, and I was like, wait, am I watching another movie all of a sudden?
No, yeah, it's so odd because you have like this
that premise by itself seems like a good premise to sell. And I was like, oh boy, if someone gave me that premise, I'm like, yeah, I'm down for that. I'll watch that. Right?
No, yeah, it's totally good because it's definitely interesting for a thriller because it's like you get a blind woman who is in a terrible situation where she's in this country house all alone in the middle of nowhere, and then she has no one else to fucking...
She's all alone, huh?
Yes, exactly, okay. And then, like, the thing is, she can't do anything, because she's in an unknown situation. She's very much limited by the fact that she just can't see at all.
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just like then it's just like it's like her trying to survive, and then you're like, how is she gonna do that? That's honestly enough for that. That's all you need for a movie.
Yeah.
And then but then it's just like you have it so that she's like taken, right? Like in 30 minutes in the movie.
Yeah, and I thought that's when this movie was going to change pace. Like, oh boy, it's getting interesting now.
Yeah, it gets like she gets captured and stuff. Like, okay, now we're gonna see what else happens. But then it suddenly cuts. And to like this like to a car where it's like filled with random teenagers.
Yeah, I was really confused. That's when the movie confused because I was watching all of it. I was like, that's when the movie got interesting, right? Because we had this intense setup with her and alone. Like we established her setting. Okay, she's blind, she's alone. The I don't remember the guy. I don't remember if it's the husband or the friend or the brother. He's like, oh yeah, here's some bells on a string. Don't go beyond the bell on the string. I was like, okay, that sounds like cool. That sounds spooky. Like, oh, okay, that sounds like you're setting something up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they do all this build up, and then she got attacked. I was like, "Ooh, okay, that was getting interesting. What's gonna happen here?" And then they cut. I was so fucking out of it.
Yeah, because it's like you literally building up. Like it's not the most intense thing. Because it's another issue that this movie has is just pacing and stuff, and like giving off a sense of like tension, which it don't really do at all. But ignoring that right now, it's just like you're building this up. It's like you get the rising plot, and then you stop, and then suddenly the momentum just falls down into like the like. I'm trying to remember what the most relevant thing is. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick just so I can.
William has gone to his computer.
Okay, I swear to God, Austin, you're not doing that bit, okay? I don't know what you're fucking trying to do, but you're not doing that bit, okay? Every time you're fucking doing it, I don't understand where you get this. Oh, all right. Okay, so anyway. If you remember, like in school, like they had this whole chart thing, which is like when they're in I think it's either reading or English class. It really depends because the whole school systems kind of just goes around and everywhere.
Yeah, school stuff. Online learning. Yeah. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of the online learning that kids now have to do.
No, yeah. So it's like you get the bottom line, which is this exposition, and then where you set up the characters and the settings and stuff, right? And then there's the rising action, and so this is when you start like pushing problems against the character, and then how you have to show how the characters kind of overcome these problems. So you have the building up rising action, and it's like you're trying to reach towards the climax of the story, but then for something like in the middle of that climb, you suddenly decide to just go back down into the beginning and just start with another story. Yeah, and it's like you're invested in one story, and then it's just like. You derail it, and then you're like, okay, but what happened with the other story that we were just going through right now? And now you're introducing all these other characters who seemingly, and they really do in this movie, who seemingly have no connection at all and aren't even necessary. It's the same thing here, because it's like, these characters literally have like nothing to do with the story except to be just fucking cannon fodder. And it's the most annoying shit.
People love those teenagers.
Because, but it's like, the thing is, you set up this one story where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna, you have a blind woman, and then she's being stalked, and then you have it so that she's just like, she's been raped and stuff, and then she's getting taken down to the basement, and you're like, okay, what the fuck? What's gonna happen now?
Yeah.
And then you go into another story where it's just like these teenagers who just let's have the best day of our lives while we go through our teenage drama and shit.
Let's host coronavirus party and everything and invite everyone over.
Oh my god, it's so dumb, and it's just like you have this stupid baseless teenage drama, and then it's like they start fighting amongst themselves, and
they have teenage drama, the most exciting stuff, right?
Yeah, most exciting stuff.
Who doesn't love teenage drama?
Yeah, it's just really dumb, and it's just like it feels like something that they added in just so because like they just didn't know where else to go with the fucking story, at least with the blind woman, and it's just like because like the thing is, dude, like the next what do you think, like 30 minutes of the movie? I think it's about 30 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. When they introduce the teenagers,
Yeah, with the teenagers, you have basically the next 30 minutes of the movie basically having it so that you build up all this stupid teenage drama and shit.
Yeah, and you learn how hard it is to be a kid in during the time of the coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly. You just go off and party in the fucking isolated cabin in the middle of the woods, man. It's so hard.
It's so hard. It's so hard being a
terrible.
teenager right now, William.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
so hard
understand.
being
They're
a
missing prom.
teenager.
They're missing their prom.
They're
alright?
missing prom. And prom's tomorrow, except it's canceled. Fucking, oh god, it's so stupid. And it's just like, they do this whole thing where you like, I guess we want to care about these teenagers, except they're all assholes. And they're just all stupid, and like, oh god, I don't care for any of your shit. Like, we were literally, like, I really wanted to just know what happened to the blind woman earlier in the fucking film. And then they have it built in the teenager story, where it's like, oh, you know, 3 friends hanging out, or no, 4 friends hanging out, except these 2 loser bullies just invite themselves, or actually, at least one of them is a bully. I don't care for shit.
Yeah.
And then you have this whole stupid teenage drama where it's like, oh, it's like, look, you're my girl, man. Why? Oh, it's like, and then she's like, no, we're over. And then it's kind of obvious. You can kind of infer what the problem is. It's like, she's just like, oh, man, I am pregnant, and I don't want you to be the father. You're lame. Or whatever the fuck.
You're a teenager. You're a lame teenager.
Yeah, you're a lame teenager who has goddamn anger issues, who just wants to beat up on everybody. Like, there's like a fucking argument, and this guy is trying to de-escalate the situation, and he just smashes him with a fucking chair. Like, dude, no one's gonna want you around.
He got the chair. Oh, he's coming into. Oh, what's this? He got the chair.
Yeah, but it's like, no, but the thing is, like, they do that so they can build him up as, like, because the thing is, people do start dying, but they're trying to make it so that you think it's the guy with the anger issues when it's obviously not, right? And so, oh god, it's so dumb. They do it as a kind of like, oh, everyone's dying. Look at all these characters that you're supposed to care about die.
Everyone's just dying.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, sure. Oh god, but then it's just like, then it's kind of revealed at the end of things that it was the blind woman who was the killer. Right? Oh god. Also, they have this really stupid. Like, I'm not gonna get into the shot composition or editing at this point yet. But they had this thing where she's taking down the stairs, and then they show that she had killed the guy who was kidnapping her by smashing him against like the fucking fuse box and shit.
Yeah.
And so he dies, right? And so I assume, I don't know how long she's been down in that basement, but she's just been stuck there for like, I don't have no idea how long. And then the teenagers come in, and then I guess her first idea is not to call for help. Her first idea is to kill people, which I don't get. It doesn't make sense at all.
It turns out the most dangerous type of people are blind people, right? You can't trust them, all right?
Yeah, you can't trust them. That's why they're blind. If they had eyes...
Look, wait, I'll get say right now. Blind people, not a good judge of character, all right?
Okay, sure. Well, at least this blind woman in particular. Oh my god, I don't understand. Because, like, she's in this terrible situation. She survived it, right? And her first fucking...
instinct?
Her first instinct is not to go call for help when people are coming into the house. It's to go and kill them all. Somehow. Somehow when they're blind, okay? Because it's not like we don't... It's like... we don't get any indication where, like, this woman can, like, sense their location or have super hearing or something like that. No. She just kills them. I don't know how. She just does it. Like, she literally goes behind a guy because... It's like, oh, I heard this brawling upstairs. I'm just gonna go up these stairs, slowly go, and then, like, go behind this guy who I can't even see, and just beat his face in.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand how she's able to do this at all. And then it's like, they start going to the event. They start rehashing the events that we've just already seen, but through another perspective, and it just really annoys the shit out of me. It's like, oh yeah, that's why this happened. That's why this happened. That's how he died. And then, fucking, like, oh god, I don't know how she figured it out too, but like, like, I guess she infers, like, one of the guys is at the balcony, and then she's like, okay, I'm gonna go, like, even though I'm blind, I'm gonna go push him over the balcony. I don't even know that there's a balcony there. I'm just gonna go push him over the fucking balcony and hope for the best, even though not sure if there's a balcony there or not. Maybe I'm pushing him towards the wall. Maybe I'm pushing him towards the window. I have no idea. I'm blind.
It also shows that she doesn't know the environment of this place, right? She just like they had to explain to her, okay, you're in a house. There's 4 walls around you. Here are some bells, all right? Like they actually, it's not like what was that movie we watched about the blind guy that was
Don't
actually
breathe.
Don't breathe, right? Yeah, like that movie.
The thing is, in Don't Breathe, like, it shows that he has super sensitive hearing and that he can fucking kick your shit in.
Yeah, and the fact that he knows his environment because they're in his house, right?
Yeah, like, he lives in it. He's lived there for years, and he knows it like the back of his goddamn hand. Yeah. You know? Because
this movie, they just placed this woman in an unknown element, and all of a sudden she automatically knows the element she's in, right?
Yeah,
it's really bad. Like it would make sense if they were like, okay, if like at some point at the beginning when they were taking turns, like, all right, hey, we're back at your summer's house, you know, we were like this place that she visits a lot, so basically somewhere for us to get a good idea that she know where she is right.
Yeah,
it's so to give her like an idea of like she knows this place and she would know the environment and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's just so odd. It's just like they don't bother giving any explanation on how she knows anything at all, and it's just like like even the way the character kind of plays herself, it's just like she's just uncertain of how she's moving around the place, and it's just like it doesn't give credence to the fact of like how she knows how to move anywhere at all. And how she knows where a person is at all, too. She just kind of goes about randomly. It's like hoping for the best. Like, okay, I think the guy is there. I'm going to go for it. It's just so annoying. And it's just like, there's no indication to give. Like, she's like, why does she think she's in danger after this point? You know, like, God, like, give me a second while I try to, like, breathe.
Oh, yeah. Wait, don't breathe, all right?
No, stop. That's a better movie, if anything.
Yeah, that is.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't like. You know what also annoys the shit out of me? Because like the thing is, there's a lot of logical fallacy, or I mean, I guess I call more plot holes as the word I'll go for, or the term. There are a lot of plot holes here, like where the fact like. Okay, so, in the beginning, there's the land. I'm assuming there's the blind woman. There's the landlady. I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. There are characters in this movie that I definitely remember.
And then
I'm
the
definitely
other guy.
not working on something in the background right now that causes me to not pay attention.
And so it's like, they had the friend of the family, I guess. I don't know who the guy is. He's just the random guy who turns out to be the killer or the kidnapper all along. Woo! But it's kind of dumb. He's just there for antagonist's sake. They don't really build him up in any way, shape, or form. They only really build up the landlady, and the landlady is because the landlady is a bit of a bitch. Like in the beginning, because when the blind woman is panicking that there's somebody in the house, fairly reasonable reaction.
It would make sense for a blind woman to panic because she's blind, right?
Yeah, she's blind. She doesn't know who's in the house, and this guy's just acting creepily around her house, just moving stuff around and just fucking with her head. And then the landlady comes in and is like, oh yeah, you know what, a woman like you shouldn't be alone and stuff like that. It's like, a woman in your situation shouldn't be like this. So she says it in a way that's just very douchey. Yeah. And then the blind woman's like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? And then fucking what am I thinking of here? Okay, so that's the landlady, right? So they know that she's in this house. And then the guy comes back and then he fucks around with her. That's fine, right? But then there's the fact that the teenagers come in. Yeah. Right? And so, you know what I don't understand? These teenagers come in looking just to have a party and to have fun.
Oh, but these teenagers
land-
are absolute losers, right?
No, yeah,
if they're gonna hold a
absolute
party in the woods, you might as well invite the entire high school at that point.
No,
These
yeah,
kids
totally.
are absolute losers, right?
Totally.
These kids are kids that get bullied at high school, right?
They get bullied, and of course they invite the bully to the fucking party, but no one fucking else. They're not just losers, Austin. They're idiots. But, fucking no, but like my thing is like these teenagers go into the house, right? But
Yeah.
like, and the thing is, one of the teenagers has the landlady as the mother, and so I'm like, do these kids not know that there's another woman that happens to be living in this house and renting it? And the fact is like why didn't you tell why didn't the landlady tell the fucking the blind lady? Why didn't she tell her about that at all? And it's just like, did the landlady want her to kill these people? What did the landlady want?
I think you get tired of her kid, of her son and his teenage friends. Like, God, I really want my son to die, but I don't want to be held responsible for his murder. Who can I pin this on?
I mean,
I'll pin it on the blind person.
Yeah,
You think this was just a multi-tier plan? Do you think this is like the most convoluted plan she ever worked out? Like, she paid for the guy to stalk the blind lady, alright, and everything. She planned for the actor. Like, it's like, okay, I need for this specific person to get blind. I'm gonna have series of mental lead her up to being actually blind and everything.
Yeah. It's just so odd, and oh god, I don't know, man. I don't know what she was planning because I don't think she really thought of it at first. Because like the thing is, it's like I don't think she knew the guy was the killer at all, or like he was gonna do what he was gonna do. And so like if you took the guy out of the equation, all she really would have done was given the blind woman a very fucking real scare about teenagers coming into like the fucking house, and teenagers would have been confused as shit as to why there's a blind woman in the house, and then that's all that's gonna happen. There's just gonna be general hysteria from the blind woman and like confusion and like, what the fuck are you doing here, you blind woman? And that's it. It's just like,
here, you blind woman.
and that's the thing. It's like, what? What's this miscommunication? What is going on here? And it's just like, like I get what they're trying to go for. Like I can get the sense of what they wanted to do, but the thing, like they wanted to make it so that the blind woman would be, oh, you know what? Even though I'm blind, I can rise out of the situation. I can fight against my captor.
Yeah, which she does.
Up. Yeah, which she does, and then like she like, and you know I can rise up and then you know, fucking move past my trauma through this like horrible situation. Because the thing is, the blind woman had like lost her baby. She had a miscarriage from some accident. It's unclear.
Okay, I didn't even realize that happened in this movie.
No, yeah. So it's unclear what caused the miscarriage. Well, not the well, yeah, seeing she was in an accident and they had to. It was either her life or the baby's, from what I can infer.
Okay.
And so,
even though we both watched this movie, you remember this movie more. I was just super confused.
Yeah, but like, the thing is, she's going through this trauma. So the thing is, she goes to the woods again to try to move past this trauma, to have some time alone, and then record her book through the tape recorder. You know, so you know, a sensible thing to do. But then she has this whole thing where like, oh, someone's in the house and messing with me. And then you get this moment where the guy who's messing with her comes in and fucking does the deed on her, right? Is how I'll term it. And then takes her to the basement, and then you're wondering what's gonna happen next. Maybe he's gonna tie her up and then, you know, like have his way with her a few more times, but then, you know, it's just like maybe he'll tie her up, do that, leave, try to like do whatever the fuck else. Kind of like in like the way I would think in what was the other movie again, Austin? We watched?
Don't Breathe? Or Alone?
Oh, no, yeah, I forgot it's called Alone, too. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's also called Alone. Yeah, but the other movie,
all we watch is Alone now. We're an Alone channel, alright?
You know what's ironic, Austin, is the fact that, like, it's not even that unique of a premise considering the other Alone movie when it comes to the fact that it's another woman that's been kidnapped and is held against her will by a violent stalker. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing here, right? But we have the more interesting concept of the fact that the woman is blind in the first place. And so I thought it was gonna be this thing where it's like this woman's gonna go she's gonna escape somehow, but then she'll learn to use her blindness as an advantage.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she used her
No, not her powers. No, but also, like the thing is, I thought she was gonna end up like the thing is, I'm in here thinking that she's gonna end up like the guy in Don't Breathe, which she kind of does, but they go about it the wrong way because the thing is. They have it so that she basically very luckily kills the guy by backing him into the fuse box, electrocuting him, and he dies immediately afterwards. And so they basically have it such that like, oh, but wait, how is she gonna rise up and move past her inner demons? Oh, we'll just have her kill a bunch of teenagers who are just unrelated to the fucking plot, right? So I'm like,
what do you think her demon was at this point?
Yeah, it's just like why don't you just have it so that she goes through this, learning about how she can use her blindness to her advantage through super hearing or echolocation, which some blind people actually do.
Are you suggesting she becomes Daredevil at this point?
No, I know it's a meme thing, do you, Austin? But there are actual blind people who could actually do echolocation.
Oh, is that a real thing?
That is an honest to God real thing.
Oh, I did. That was a real thing. I legitimately thought that was just a Daredevil thing.
No, it's not
or a stupid Hollywood thing.
No.
Right?
I think the thing. I know what you mean, but I believe the Daredevil was inspired by the fact that there was a guy who actually knew how to see, like quote unquote, see. Through echolocation, like
that's cool.
And the thing is, he also taught a whole bunch of other people how to do this, and they can do it too.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh,
it is pretty good, right?
I didn't realize that was a thing.
And the thing is, I thought it was gonna be something like maybe she focuses on her hearing, and then once she realizes that she can, she can hear, and then like maybe infer, okay, he's either upstairs or he's walking down the stairs. I can just walk around and fight against this guy, right? I thought it was gonna be something like that. She learns to like overcome her disability, and by overcoming the situation that she's faced with at hand, she would also overcome the whole trauma of losing her child, right?
Yeah.
And that's like that's something that would have been great to see, right? But then it's just like. It feels like they didn't know how to do that, right? And so they decided to throw in the fucking teenagers, have it so that she's the killer, and then have it so that she's like, oh, this helped me move past my trauma somehow. I don't know. She just becomes a killer
at this point, are we supposed to root for her at this point?
I mean, the thing is, I unironically did, if only because the fucking teenagers annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, to be fair, nobody likes teenagers. Even teenagers don't like teenagers. All right.
Dude, the movie was so fucking funny because the thing. I've never some weird
funny deaths involving the teenagers too.
No, yeah, because the thing is the nice guy teenager dies, right? And the thing is he's you can I thought it was the jerk ass fucking bully who killed him. I'm like, of course he did, because he smacked him with a fucking chair, So it's like he put him down on the ground with a fucking chair. How is he not gonna die from this guy who has anger management issues where he ends up beating on his best friend while instead of just trying to explain the situation or whatever. Also, what a shitty best friend to assume. Okay, I'll get into it later. Okay, we'll get into it. But he died. Nice guy dies, right? And then the best friend bro is all like, oh god, we have to get out of here. I'm not gonna bother explaining what's going on. We have to get out of here. Yo, go get my girlfriend, okay, guy? The brother to the
character.
To the pregnant lady, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's also pregnant, but it's whatever. We'll call her teenage mom number 52 because there have been a bunch of teenagers.
Wait, is this video just a social commentary at this point?
At this point, it is. But yeah, it's like
hey, remember, hey, you can't get pregnant during the coronavirus, all right?
I'm being
because everyone's in Zoom meetings now, all right?
Everyone's in Zoom meetings. Look,
Yeah,
Austin.
you can't get pregnant over Zooms, all right? Over Zoom, all right?
You get pregnant over Zooms.
That's what the pastor said to me over Zoom, all right? When
pastor.
I did his service, all right?
Pastor. Look, you can't get pregnant. Look, you can't get pregnant over Zoom meetings. Okay. Remember, abstinence is key. Just don't fuck. All right. God is watching. He doesn't want you masturbating. Okay. You have to ask Jesus, and he's gonna say no.
Don't masturbate over Zoom too. By the way, that's the thing. Don't pull up what's his name. Fuck, what was that guy that did that thing?
Oh, what? Wait, what is this? What?
Oh, yeah, it was like some politician guy that masturbated over Zoom.
That's his thing?
Yeah, I forgot his name. It happened like a few weeks ago.
Hold on.
Okay, Zoom dick. Okay, Okay, that's a bad search term.
Zoom politician.
Was it? I don't remember. It was like some big guy. Oh no, it was a writer.
Oh,
Jeffrey Toobin. Jeffrey Two with two O's. Ben.
Hold on. What is it?
Jeffrey.
Wow. What is no? Please, I'm reading this other thing. Okay, it's like Argentinian politician ashamed after he sucks woman's breast on Zoom meeting. What is going on? Do these guys just like? Why can't they just not do that or something?
Do these people just forget they're in a Zoom meeting? Right? It's like those people that scam on Twitch. It's like, oh boy, I'm a disabled vet, and they forget to turn off their camera and then walk off screen.
They fucking.
No, that happened. That was a real thing that happened a few years ago.
That happened? What is with this? What is with these people forgetting to
fucking... This before Zoom, alright? This was during Twitch or some shit.
Oh, okay. Jesus. I don't understand how these people just don't realize they're on camera.
People forget they're on... Look, when you live stream all the time, at some point you forget you're on camera. There was another streamer that happened to... Okay, we're just going off tangent at this point, because that's how disinterested we are in this fucking movie. There was a streamer a few years ago, right? I think he first like a game or league or something. I'm just gonna say league because that's the only game, because that's the game people stream in 2017, right?
Yeah,
right. Because in 2017, people only played League, and after that, he just started jerking it off. He was like, all right, guys, that was a good day, and then he forgot to turn off his. Then he started jerking it all off, and he wasn't even paying, and the chat was just going wild on that shit. Champ.
Oh my god, dude. You know that the thing is, that's funny. So you're talking about a guy, right?
Yeah.
Because there's another funny thing where it was the exact same thing, but it was with a former porn star that and she just started she put on porn during the Twitch stream, and she just started getting off. She just started getting off in the middle of it. It was so stupid. Like, why? Like, I feel like it's intentional because she was a former porn star, but like I have no it's just like why?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh god, no, but okay. So where was I? Okay, Teenage Mom number 52.
I also lost track of what we're talking about. I was just searching up funny Twitch story at this point.
Okay, look, no, I just remembered. Funny Twitch. No, not funny Twitch. Fuck. Why am I thinking that? Teenage Mom number 52. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so, that's okay. That's how we got on that tangent. Okay.
Yeah. So Best Bro goes up to Teenage Mom number 52 and her brother, and then says, "We have to get out of here." Doesn't bother to explain the situation. The fact that one of their friends fucking died. You know, and basically
wait, hold on. Was he really their friend?
I mean, well, okay, he wasn't their friend. But he was somewhat related to these people in the fact that he was dating one of their friends. Yeah. And so God, I hate that I know this. And so fucking he tells a brother of who I shall now shorten the name to TM52. He tells the brother of TM52.
Just keep shorting it. If you keep shorting it, it'll make sense. If we just give these people names that aren't their names will make sense. All right.
Yeah,
It'll make it
exactly.
easier for all of us.
Exactly. And so he tells brother TM52 to go and get his girlfriend out of there, right? And so the brother goes in, he finds his friend's dead, and he knows that there's a killer on the loose. And so he grabs a knife from the cabinet, and he goes up the stairs. And then, just a reference, so this guy is jumpy as shit. And so he had this habit of also like freaking people out by going up behind them and scaring them. And so he's walking around with a knife.
We always walk around with a knife, by the way.
Yeah, he walks around with a knife. And so he's jumpy as shit. And then the girlfriend goes up, but like she's behind him, and he goes boo, right? And then he goes around in his shock. He very like, this is the most obvious death, but this is one of the funniest shit I've ever seen, because he goes around and he slashes her in the neck with the knife, and he's like, oh no, I'm dying. And then she falls down dead. Like, I shouldn't be laughing at this. Like, if this movie was properly done, if it was like, it would have been like horrifying. But I'm like, this is funny as fuck, right? And then it's just like, oh god, I killed her. And then he goes up to the balcony, and then it's just like, you cut to a scene where Best Bro and TM52 are in the car, and then you see the brother suddenly land on the car, and
I remember that scene. This is a scene I actually remember.
Yeah, so he's dying. And they're like, oh my god. I just find it funny as shit, right? And then Best Bro goes in and finds his girlfriend dead, and then he finds he finds the bully who he's friends with. He's like, you killed her. He doesn't, and then the bully is like, I didn't kill her, dude. And then he's like, you killed her. Why would you do this? And instead of just trying to explain the situation,
teenagers don't like explaining the situation. They don't have time for that. They're too busy. They're too busy being teenage youth. All right.
Yeah, they're too busy being dumb teenagers, and so as like a dumb teenager with anger issues, instead of trying to explain to his best friend that he didn't kill her, he just decides to beat the shit out of him and knocks him out. And he's like, and I hear something in the bathroom after he's done finishing beating down on his best friend. So he goes in, and then the next shot is just him with like, him having a wine bottle stabbed into his neck. He's like, oh, and it just dies and stuff. I'm like, this is the funniest shit I've seen. Like these teenagers made me suffer through the fact that they were in this movie, and their only redemption was their deaths. Okay, and I was very glad for it, and I was like, I honestly laughed when they died, and it's the funniest shit. And so they die off. They explained that it was the blind woman who kills them off. I'm like, I guess. I mean, lady, at this point, you're a hero in my books for killing these kids off. Because they're the most annoying shits I've seen in this fucking movie. They did no favors for this movie other than make it fucking boring as shit. You know?
Yeah, and also for taking away the plot.
Yeah, from taking away from the plot that should have been the focus on the blind woman trying to overcome the situation that she was in.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she already did. And she
do you think they film all the scenes with the blind woman first? And they're like, all right, that's the movie. Wrap it. And then when they went to edit, they're like, oh wait, this is only 30 minutes. Fuck. What do we do?
Yeah.
Did they just film one? Did they literally just film all the movies with just the blind woman? They're like, all right, we're done. That's the movie. And then when they went to edit, they're like, oh. Okay, we might have not shot enough shots because you know, from video editing experience, you shoot a bunch of shots, right? And you think like, all right, we have enough shots, and then when you actually edit the shots, you realize, oh, this is much shorter than what we were expecting for the runtime, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what happened? Or like, all right, we shot our movie, or we call it a day, and then when they went there, they're like, oh, well, okay, guess we don't have our movie.
Yeah, to be honest, that probably was what happened, because honestly, I can't understand what else happened with this movie, man.
Yeah.
Like, they had an interesting concept, but they stopped it halfway just to put in another story, just to give an excuse to kill these kids. And I'm like, but they're not necessary. They're just they're just a distraction from the blind woman's plight, you know? And they're trying to shoehorn it in by using them as an excuse for the woman to kind of, like, this is how she overcomes her situation, but it's not, it doesn't make sense.
Wait, well, you can overcome any situation with murder, alright?
Yes,
if you think about it, if you're ever in a situation where you can't get out of, just commit murder.
Yeah, just commit murder. Murder solves everything. God.
Jesus.
You're the one who brought it up, Austin. I don't know why you're shocked about this.
You know, when you say it out loud, it's a whole perspective, all right?
It just brings oh, so this is what they mean by 2020 in hindsight. This is what they mean. Wow. Yeah, it's bad. I hate this movie. They derailed it so bad.
I was so confused with this movie. I really just hate the fact that it was two different movies. It was legitimately two different movies that were happening. Like the whole theater was just like a whole slasher movie. It was like your generic 80s slasher movies, right?
Yeah.
But then you have like an actual real movie with the blind woman. It's like, oh boy, this is interesting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, fuck, we just cut two movies together and call it a day.
It's like somebody watched Don't Breathe and they try to do it from one way, but decided we'll just do it like Don't Breathe on these unsuspecting teenagers. But then this is like, it doesn't work with the fact that you're telling a different story in the beginning and suddenly telling a different one, like 30 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's just like Last of Us 2, man. Oh no, wait, no, god, fuck damn it.
Oh, is this a Last of Us 2? Is this a Last of Us 2 video
now?
Look,
just to bring it into perspective, okay. In The Last of Us, it's like Ellie. It's like, oh, you're telling a revenge story about Ellie, but then in like fucking 8 hours into the game, you have to spend the other 10 hours of the game playing as the killer, and then it's just like it derails the fucking momentum of the fucking story, and and I get why they try to do it. But the fact is, it just doesn't. It ruins the pacing of the fucking the thing, and also with the fact, at least in The Last of Us, Abby would kill Joel, and so you don't really care about Abby at all. Even though you might like her character and you might like the characters that surround her, they one needed more time to be expanded upon, and two, need to have not killed Joel in order for me to care at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in here, it's just like, we have a blind woman. We care about her story, but then you derail it with teenagers, and these teenagers add nothing to the story, and then you're trying to put these two stories together, and it's just like they don't work if only because the teenagers derailed the momentum and the story of the blind woman in the beginning of the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like, oh, well, you know what? We had something going, but now it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter at all. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, I just didn't like this movie. It was really fucking god awful. I just hate the fact that this was just two different movies in it. It made no fucking sense.
Yeah, they really fucked it up there. I just don't just stick with the premise that you had and don't shoehorn fucking teenagers into this movie when they just not needed at all.
Yeah.
Like if they were assholes like in Don't Breathe, then yeah, sure. Because the thing is, that served the whole thing with oh, this blind guy is a fucking badass. You kind of don't care about what happens with the teenagers because they're trying to rob the fucker. But then you do care because of the fucking that's this whole other thing. Well, I'm not gonna get into
it. That's for our Don't Breathe spoiler cast.
Yeah, that's where. We did that, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't fucking remember. We do at this point. We've done a lot of spoiler casts, and every spoiler cast is the same. All right. Wait, we're doing 3 movies named alone in a row. All right. All right. That's just the point where we're at.
Yeah.
That's the point where we're at. That's the society we live in right now. All right.
We live in a society.
We live in an alone society. Okay.
We live in a society alone.
I hate this. I'm ending this. This is
okay.
I'm ending this movie. I'm ending this spoiler cast. All right. Coronavirus is still a thing. Okay. Thanks. Bye.